So it is like the warmest day. It's like what? Almost the middle of November. Okay, it's the beginning of November. What is it? The 7th of November. And it is so nice outside. We just went for a walk and Harrison fell asleep. And then I came home to put him in his crib and he woke up. I should have maybe just stayed out with him. But now he's still pretty tired. But he's like awake now. He's like, I'm not going back to sleep. You're not making me. That's a camera. Do you see the camera? Harrison and I are actually heading to the US for Thanksgiving, which is really exciting. It was kind of a spontaneous trip. We just kind of booked it and we got a really good deal out of Amsterdam actually. So we're like kind of in the middle of Amsterdam and Hamburg. Like we could go to either airport because it's like about 2 hours from each. We're probably a little bit closer to the Hamburg one. But Hamburg is so expensive to fly out of. Because Remo unfortunately can't go. He has school, which is really sad. And we're gonna miss him. So I'm just trying to get everything ready. It's quite complicated. It could be a lot easier, but of course we never do things easy around here. Harrison's not an American citizen. I haven't started the process. He's a German citizen, and so we've had to like do a lot of extra things because him being a German citizen and I'm an American citizen, yeah. It's a whole thing. We got his passport. Right here, got his German passport, so that's exciting. I have to get like a little visa for Harrison, like the same one that Remo needs to get to come to the US. Just a lot of extra things that wouldn't have to be done if he were a US citizen, but that's okay. I look very spooky. It is 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m., almost 5 a.m. and we have left to go to Amsterdam to the airport. It is dark outside, obviously. The baby is sleeping. Hello. Did you wake up?
Keep right fork to stay on exit 2.
So we made it to the airport in Amsterdam. Here it is. I made some food for Harrison. This is his first meal, his first actual food, and it's sweet potato. He's actually pretty tired, still kind of jet lagged, so we'll see. He may not have that good of an experience. We'll just have to
yeah.
see.
Okay, little boy.
He's like, what?
Oh, he's sitting. Here's a boy. Ja, freust dich schon? Willst du gucken, was Mama macht? Ja, das ist die Kamera, ne?
Here, look. Open your mouth. Ooh. Here.
like already.
So it's like the third day after I got back from the US by now, and Harrison is still struggling with jet lag. I put him to bed at 7, which is normal time for him. Then he woke up at 8:30. It's now almost 10 and he's still awake.
I'm so happy.
And he's really happy. So the first night he like woke up at 9:30 and he was up until like 4, and then, which is crazy long time, and then he went back to bed at like 6 or something and slept until 12. And then the next night which was last night, he was only up until 1, and then he went back to sleep for like half hour, and then he woke up at 1:30, and then he went back to sleep until 5, and then he woke up just to eat, and then he went back to sleep until 8. So yesterday was good, and I thought today would be good. And then we have this. I'm still really awake. Harrison, what do you have to say for yourself, mister? Really? Hello. Hey, Harrison. Harrison. And he woke up this morning at like 10, I think. So hopefully tonight, I don't know, we'll see how tonight goes. Every day is different, huh? But I really hope that I can actually get some sleep, because I don't like the staying up all night thing. I feel like a zombie, and it's the worst. Jet-lagged babies are so hard. And it's funny because the way to Arizona, it was fine. He got over it in one day, because we got there and he was able to sleep for the night. And the way it goes to Arizona is like you have to just stay up later. Like you're tired, but you stay up later, and then because when you go to bed normally it's like 5 p.m. So then you just have to make yourself stay up a little bit, and then you're so tired and you just fall asleep. So it's a lot easier to get over the jet lag. And he was able to just sleep when he got there, and so it was fine. He just woke up a little early for like a day and a half. He woke up at like 5 or something, but then he regulated himself just fine. But coming to Europe is a lot harder because yeah, because you have to make yourself go to bed when you're not tired. And how do you make a baby do that? You don't. So it's just hard, huh? So, does anyone else do this? There's a big spider in there. Seriously? So, I this morning came out here and turned on the light, and there's like the biggest spider I've ever seen here in Germany. No, but really it was big, and I know it's not dangerous, but like I'm not dealing with that. So then I trapped it, waiting for Remo to get home. If he's not going to take care of it, then we have to move. Just leave it here, let it have the house, because that thing is huge and I'm not dealing with that. Harrison has rolled over a few times, but he doesn't quite understand that he's doing it. And I think once he figures out that he can move that way, then he'll do it a lot more. But he is so big. When I was on the plane and stuff and people would ask how old he was, I was like, oh, he's 5 months, and everyone was like, are you kidding? He's 5 months? Like, because he just like looks so long. He's actually in 12-month clothing. He's been in 12-month clothing for like, well, 9 to 12. Like, if the 12-month is small, the 9-month is big. Huh? Yeah. A little update on Harrison's jet lag. He's doing so much better. He wakes up right now, so he goes to bed at like 7 p.m.-ish, 6:30 to 7, and then he wakes up at like around 9, 8:30 to 9, and he's up for like 2 or 3 hours, which is like so frustrating. But then after he goes to bed, he's like, he has a really good night usually. He wakes up 2-ish times to eat, but then he goes straight back to sleep, so that's quite normal. And then he sleeps until like 7 or 8, so we just have to eliminate this like weird nap that he takes at 7 p.m. which I've tried several things. If anyone has any tips, I'm totally welcome to hear them. So some tips since going through this that I have found out. First, always book your flight so that when you come into your destination, it's nighttime, because then he can go to sleep. We did that going into Arizona. We didn't really know this tip, and so coming back, he came in at 8 a.m. in the morning, and then he slept for like 5 hours because he was exhausted from the trip, and it was basically all day, and I felt too bad keeping him up because he was so tired. I didn't want to like keep him awake. Other thing that I found that it was really helpful is like the light. So like when you need him to be awake, whether he's awake or not, make it lighter, and vice versa with the dark, make it dark. So when he's like up at night, make sure it's like super dark. And I think that has also really helped. So those are like my 2 tips on having a baby get over jet lag, because it is the hardest thing ever.